This is my number one trading strategy that I have been using for the last couple of months, and it has been phenomenal. I'm telling you right now, over those last couple of months, using this strategy, I've used a couple others, but I have more than an 80% success rate with my scalps and my trades, and it's using the LuxAlgo premium indicators. If we go over into our screen, this one is really cool. I'm going to show you later in the video where you take profit using other premium indicators. But what makes this one so cool is just to enter, all I need to look at is this right here. Even if I didn't see the price action of any coin and I just saw this oscillator, I would know where to enter my trades. And sometimes I might even know where to exit, although there's other indicators that will help to have my take profits happen, for example, as well. But make sure if you guys watch this entire video and you enjoy this and you want to try it. Check out the link down below for LuxAlgo. You can get up to 40% off. And whether you purchase just 1 month at a time or an entire year and you test this strategy, you have 30 days to get a complete 100% refund. Your money back is guaranteed. You're not going to do it because you're going to be successful and you're going to make your money back immediately. But go check out, sign up today with our LuxAlgo link and try this strategy off for yourself. Now let's get into what is actually happening. If you guys are excited, smash that like button. And if you're new here, thank you so much for being here. Let me walk you through my favorite strategy. Like I said, it's just this indicator. I'm looking here on Bitcoin. Let's just take a look and study, and let me show you the aspects of what's happening on here so you understand what's going on. There's 3 different things happening on this one oscillator from LuxAlgo. The first one, I look at these bands that tell us momentum/reversals. Ultimately, if you see bright green or bright red, that is telling you something about the current trend. Of course, bright red is going to be bearish, bright green is going to be bullish. However, when you see the faint colors or even the gray, that's in a situation where it's more of an unknown. In this case, we really don't know. We had a faint red going on, but it's not really clear which way it's happening. You don't want to necessarily read too much into that, but anytime you see the bright green, you should feel pretty bullish. Anytime you see the bright red, you should feel somewhat bearish. Now, the things that you need to pay attention to are these dots / sometimes you'll see triangles. There's not really a big difference here. All you need to know is that these are signals that are signaling that you should see a reversal coming very soon. So whether you see a dot or whether you see a red triangle, this to me is the first thing that I am really looking for a strong entry into a trade, whether it be a red dot up top or a red triangle looking for bearishness, or whether it be a green dot or green triangle below looking for bullishness. And that's the first aspect of the oscillator you need to know about. Just kind of, these marks kind of tell you trends and trend reversals coming. The next thing is the oscillator itself. You'll see that this is going to move up and down similar to what you might see on the RSI or the MACD. It doesn't move it point for point, but it's very, very similar. And you'll see whenever we're bullish, it will turn green. Whenever we're bearish, it will turn gray. And we'll see these marks of momentum dots. The gray ones are bearish momentum dots. The green ones are bullish momentum dots. You'll also see as a little boost to help you kind of dictate when things might reverse is you do see it mark out divergences for you. If you see a red line up top, that's bearish divergence. If you see a blue line down low, that would be a bullish divergence. So that's the second phase, the oscillator phase, kind of telling you the strong momentum and power of where the chart is going. The third thing we're looking for is this little middle zone where it flashes green and then flashes red. This is the money flow. And anytime it gets to turn green, that means we're flowing positive. If it's going up, we're flowing positive. If it's going down and then turns red, we're flowing negative. And you'll see these lines marked here. Those are what we call a threshold. And even though the money flow going down right here is negative, if you ever see the red go below the red line, that is a strong level. It's crossed the threshold. This is extreme bearishness. Every time the green goes above the green threshold, that is extreme bullishness. And ultimately, I want to make sure you guys understand this. Even though you're looking for the money flow to reverse, to enter into any trade, you don't only want to see, like, for example, if you were entering along, you don't want to just see that the money flow is going back to the upside. You want to wait until the red is back above the red threshold, and vice versa. If you're looking for a short, don't just short because the money flow is coming negative. Wait until it gets back below the green threshold. That's when you can start to say, all right, we actually have some real movement happening. Now, you don't see it on this little action, but another thing you need to know about this indicator that I'm not going to discuss too much in this video, but it is something to know, is that anytime you see highlights coming in, this is an excessive amount of buyers, or if it's in the red, an excessive amount of sellers. This is another strong indicator. If you see this, it only boosts. Of course, if there's excessive sellers or excessive buyers, that's going to be a lot more positive or negative action depending on which it is. But the minute you see a reversal, things can start to move quickly. So especially when using this strategy, if you also see excessive buyers or sellers and they begin to go away, that is just all the more powerful this trade could be for you. Now, you've heard the three sections. You have your reversal zones, you have your oscillators, and you have your money flow. What is the strategy that you're looking for to enter into trades? And it's really simple. You're looking for a confluence of all three of these indicators. And let's even come to the current price action here. Again, this is on Bitcoin, but this will work on pretty much any coin. I've tested on several different altcoins, tested on a couple different stocks, and I've found this to be, again, over 80% accurate. Now, what we're looking for, and again, the key figure, the first thing you're looking for is a reversal signal of some kind, whether it be a dot, whether it be a triangle. This is what you're looking for to really key off and know something is about to happen. Then, of course, you're also looking at our oscillator, and you're looking for a momentum dot. So in this case, what I'm looking for is, do we have a green momentum dot? All right, so there's our reversal signal. Do we get a green momentum dot on our oscillator? All right, there's our bullish momentum. And now I want to see, is the money flow flowing positively, meaning it's above the red threshold and starting to move back to the upside. Even if it's still red, all I need is it to be positive. Now, you're going to see right here is a bad example of where to enter. Why? Because even though I had my green reversal dot and my green bullish momentum, the money flow is sideways. And kind of canceling this out, we've just printed if this holds a red dot, kind of canceling out this move. So this is not a situation where I'm looking for a long. We can see an example where I'm looking for a long back over here, where I had a green dot, a green bullish momentum dot, and then the money flow started to flow positively. You can see, yes, the money flow dropped here for just a little bit, but ultimately we continued to the upside. This would have been my entry. Let's take a look here on a long position. Even though we had bearish momentum, I have my green two dots and positive money flow. Would this have been a good spot? I'm going to go ahead and mark where I would have entered this trade. I see the positivity happening right here on the money flow. Let's take a look at what price action did. And if you look at that, even though we had a little bit more move sideways for the next little bit, this ultimately would have been a great entry to take profit up higher. I'm going to save the take profit for a little bit later in the video, but you get this point. I'm not going to show you example after example. This is just an easy going back. Even today, you could have had a profitable scalp here on the 15-minute chart. Now, going back in the oscillator, let's take off this green line. Let's take a look at the exact opposite, a bearish situation. So for example, I would have entered a short right here, but I want to back up because there's a chance that this really isn't the greatest spot to look at, seeing as that it might not have even fully played out to its full bearish potential. Let's back up to something even more recently. For example, right here, let's go ahead and look at what we have, a red dot, bearish momentum, and money flow negative. I would have entered right here with the money flow already being negative. All I needed to see was that bearish dot. If we come back up to the price action, this would have not been the most profitable trade, but we still would have seen a move to the downside. You're going to see some stronger moves. For example, if I were to come back over here, you can clearly see this top signal looked very nice. Well, guess what we had going on here? We had not only a red dot over here, but bearish divergence. That's our reversal signal. Then we have our gray dot and negative money flow. I would have entered the trade somewhere right about there. And of course, we would have seen a big move to the downside. Right there, you guys can see, of course, this indicator itself has been an amazing entry signal. And if you want to get even better, don't just use the LuxAlgo Oscillator Matrix. This is what this is. You can find it by, after purchasing LuxAlgo, go into your indicators and click on invite-only scripts. You'll find it there. But you're also potentially wanting to use a free indicator from LuxAlgo called the RSI multi-length. And ultimately, this is just the RSI, but it tells you even more so when there's extreme overbought or oversold price action, the red being extremely oversold, the green being extremely overbought. This can only just help to confirm your trade moves. I don't necessarily wait for this, but in this case, for example, not only do we have the trifecta, we also were 100% overbought, and this was a great spot to take a short on. And then, of course, we flashed oversold. That would have been part of my rationale to say, hey, it might be time to go ahead and take profit. But now you're asking the question, all right, let's say you have entered these longs. So for example, let's take a look at the two ones that were really good. This was a short position right here. And then of course, this was our long position right over here. How would I know where to take profit? And because it doesn't really matter where I enter. If you never take profit, your trade was not successful. Also using the LuxAlgo premium indicators, what you're going to want to look at is the signals and overlays and the price action concepts. Make sure you go into settings in your LuxAlgo signals and overlays, have on your reversal zones and your Neo Cloud. Those are going to be the most important things for you to have on this chart. When it comes to price action concepts, the most important thing that I like to look here is looking at our order blocks. Ultimately, though, even if I don't use price action concepts, sorry, there's one more thing. You guys can see these take profits. That's also another level you might want to keep your eye on. This, of course, is going to be in the settings down here. Let's see where we scroll to. How far do I have to go down to find that one? Take profit and stop loss points. Just make sure to turn those on. It might start with none, put with boxes, and now you have these signals as well. Ultimately, no matter where I enter, I'm looking for a touch at least of either the Neo Clouds or one of these reversal bands, or maybe even one of these take profit boxes. For example, let's go back over here to where we had a nice sell order, a short position we would have entered. Now, this is what cool. We had some further confirmation, not only being in the red reversal cloud when this happened, we also got a bearish flash from LuxAlgo. I would have entered my trade, and depending on how strong it was, with so much confirmation, I would at the very least be looking at the bottom of the Neo Cloud. If I felt like being aggressive, I would look for a touch of the green support band. Well, sure enough, you could have taken a little bit of scalp profit right here at the first sign of the Neo Cloud. You could have waited for the bottom side of the Neo Cloud, or you could have been aggressive and said, you know what, I'm looking for a touch of the green support band. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. You could take your profit and run away and be successful. Over here, where when we entered right at our Neo Cloud, because we entered right at the Neo Cloud, I don't want to wait for a touch of the Neo Cloud to take profit. Now I am looking for the red reversal. On this one, I probably would have taken profit a little early. I probably would not have waited for this move all the way up to 43,300. I would have been happy with my long position here at 43.1. Ultimately, no matter where you enter, you're looking for touches of these movements, the Neo Cloud or support band. So for example, if I were to enter a short right in here because I see the signals flash, I am not looking for a Neo Cloud touch. I'm below the Neo Cloud. I'm looking for a touch of the green support. If I entered a long above it, I'm looking for the red resistance support zone. If I'm below these, though, again, if I'm entering a long, for example, here on the green support, I might want to take a look at taking some profit within the Neo Cloud, whether it be somewhere at the bottom, somewhere in the middle, or even the top of this zone. Yes, we went a little bit above it, but you can see we did have a little reversal here for the fat zone of the Neo Cloud. No matter what you do, make sure you're taking profits because, again, a trade setup being profitable for a period of time is no good if you don't know where to take profits. Be conservative where you need to be conservative. At certain moments, you can wait and say, you know what, I want to see a reversal happen. I want to see a strong touch of the opposite zone of support and resistance. That's completely up to you. The other thing I would say, again, as we were just talking about taking profits, I also have a habit, if I see two of the rejections on the oscillator, I'll go ahead and take profit. For example, let's say I entered my long down here. I probably would have taken profit up at this zone simply because I see that we not only had a bearish divergence, we also had a red triangle. Seeing two negatives, that makes me want to cancel out and look for a short position coming up soon. But that's all I have for you with this strategy. Once again, it's my favorite strategy. It has worked very, very well. Go try it for yourself with LuxAlgo today. If you have any questions whatsoever, make sure you not only subscribe to the channel and comment those questions down below. If you join our Discord, I'm more than happy to answer all of your questions and more. With that said, though, guys, that's all I have for you in this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one.